Tonight will be a nice way to take a few minutes to look back on what was an outstanding spring and celebrate our outstanding student athletes and their accomplishments that they earned over the last 3 months. For those of you who may not know me, I'm Peter Jones. I'm the athletic director here at AMSA. I don't know why I just called myself Peter. I don't go by that name. I'm Pete Jones. Sorry about that. A little nervous. I'm always nervous. But I'm the proud AD here at AMSA. And I say it all the time, I have the best seat in the house to watch our student athletes on a near daily basis. And it's not hard. It's hard to not feel a great sense of pride in how they represent our school community, you guys as parents and families, and me as the athletic director. I do feel that AMSA is always truly very well represented when our teams go out in Central Mass and beyond to compete and represent our school. As I said, we had a phenomenal spring. Truly, it was a lot of fun. I'm going to skip my highlights. I'm just going to let the coaches go over everything. It's a hot night. It's an awkward, tight space, as I always say, so I'll skip my stuff and let the coaches talk about the outstanding highlights that our teams achieved this spring. But just real quick, I can't help myself. Out of our 8 spring sports programs, 6 won Colonial Athletic League championships this year. So unprecedented success for a single season. Again, congratulations to all our players and coaches on achieving that. Like I said, it's an unprecedented, successful season for our program. Speaking of our coaches, I want to take a minute to thank all of our coaches, head coaches, assistant coaches, volunteer coaches, for the time that they've given us over the last 3 months. Coaching's not an easy gig at the high school level, at any level. There's a lot that goes into it behind the scenes. They give up a lot of time from their own families and from their own careers, and I know on the conversations that I have with them on a daily basis, they truly care about our students and our school. So a round of applause for our selfless coaches. As always, I want to continue to thank our parents. The job of an AD or a coach can really not be fun at times, but our parents at AMSA, we're so lucky. Our parents at AMSA are so supportive, so positive, so level-headed. I really feel like, by and large, our community puts educational, not you, Mr. Barton, you're not very level-headed. But we keep educational athletics in a proper perspective here. And I can't thank our parents enough for their approach to our athletic program. And I know the spring is unlike any other season. Maybe not lacrosse, you might not feel it as much because you're just on turf every day, but tennis, baseball, softball, track and field, there are changes on a near daily basis. So I can't thank you all enough, players, coaches, and parents, for the flexibility. It's the only way to get through an AMSA spring. It's nuts, so thank you all. And as I always like to do, I'd ask our student athletes to please rise and give your parents a very well-deserved standing ovation. Please, stand up. Round of applause for your parents. Just a quick anecdote, and it's funny, the softball team's walking in here a couple minutes late, but a quick anecdote regarding, like I said, I just want to continue to kind of thank our parents. We hosted a MIA quarterfinal softball game on Saturday. It was a great game over at Marlborough High School. It was tightly contested, really close game. The atmosphere was hot, and I do think some reports I got after the contest were that there was, the parents from our opposition that day were a little difficult, even to the point when we won the game, we were receiving the trophy, and there was a nice little ceremony to award our girls with the Final Four trophy. There was really some negative remarks from that group, from that school, that really kind of took away from what our team achieved. And I just want to thank our parents. In this specific instance is softball, but it's all our parents. Nobody said anything, no one engaged and went back and forth with their parents. We just kind of continued to represent AMSA the way that I always want us to represent AMSA. So thank you to the softball parents that they put up with that. And again, overall, all of our parents in our program are so great to work with, and we can't do what we do without you. So just a little anecdote about the AMSA way, and I thank the parents for always, keeping that up. So thank you, parents. And finally, to the reason we're here, our unbelievable student athletes. I want to take a moment to thank you all as well. I know I am not great at giving positive feedback. I don't tell you guys enough how much I appreciate you guys and how I notice the hard work you put into this. I know that you're at a very academically rigorous school, and it takes a lot to be a successful student athlete at any high school, but here at AMSA, even more so. So I do appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know, more than I could ever express. You guys are unbelievable kids and student athletes, and it's just a pleasure to be your athletic director and like I said, get to see you guys compete on a near daily basis. So to our student athletes, great spin. Just a couple quick announcements before we get going. Again, I know it's hot, it's a tight, awkward space, standing room only, as we always are in the spring. But please, I'd like all of our student athletes to be properly recognized. If we can please stay for the duration of the program. If you have to step out and get some fresh air, certainly, but I do hope that we can all remain here and properly recognize all of our students tonight. I have the AC on like 66. The owner of this place is getting like notifications on his phone that we have the AC on. We'll see how long we get away with it, but he can be kind of tight with that. But we'll do our best to move along as quickly as we possibly can. I do expect it to be about 90 minutes, so please, if we can, remain here for all of our student athletes, that would be most appreciated. Student athletes, if you're receiving your varsity letter for the first time, please see me after the program. We do have a varsity letter for you, so if this is your first time being recognized as a varsity athlete, please see me at the conclusion of the program so we can get you your letter. And finally, just the way we're going to do it, as we always do, when I call up the coaches from that particular program, coaches will come to the podium. Student athletes, you'll join them up here in front of the display here. So when I call up a program, everybody's going to come up, coaches and student athletes. And coaches, just if you can, kind of lean into the mic. That would be my last announcement before we get going. Coaches, if you can kind of just lean into the mic so that everybody can hear what you have to say about our tremendous student athletes. So without further ado, we'll get this thing rolling. And our first team tonight, because I was told I put them the last 2 or 3 years, we're going to welcome up Coach David Gordon and assistant coach Kat Cardoso of our girls varsity tennis team.
Good evening. Just a couple of quick thank yous. Thank you to the parents. We have a team of outstanding young ladies, and I know we could not do that without you. Thanks to our athletic director, Peter Jones, who always makes sure we have everything we need. And really happy to be here. So our season, I was asked by a couple players if I wouldn't mind leaving out our record on the season in the speech, but we're going to handle that directly. Our record was 5-14, but we did make the state tournament, and that's no accident. We had a very challenging schedule, so thanks to every single point that we won during our matches, we qualified for the state tournament, and I'm going to tell you and you why this was a successful season. It has to do with IKEA furniture. Do you guys know IKEA? Okay. The most popular furniture in the world. People like IKEA because you like wandering the showroom and there's a surprise around every corner. For us coaches, there's lots of surprises, like days where it's 40 degrees and raining and then 90 degrees and hot, sometimes in the same week. There's plenty of other surprises, including injuries, which force people to take on new roles and challenges. And despite how difficult that is, it was great to see how everyone responded to what came up. So there's something called the IKEA effect, and this is about hard work. So when you put together IKEA furniture, it's a big pain, and the instructions are really terrible. And somehow when you're done doing it, you're left really satisfied. So the IKEA effect is when you put effort into making something, and it increases the value because of the effort that we put into it. So even if what we've made is of worse quality than something we could have bought ourselves, we have a deeper satisfaction. And I say that humbly because I have plenty of IKEA furniture at my house. It's good stuff. So, for you, I'd like you to know that these ladies worked very hard, and we can all be proud of them. They did everything we did as coaches that we asked of them. They play hard, they play fair, and they had fun while doing it. And for you guys, I hope that you know that in some small way, you take satisfaction from this season because of the effort you put in, the team culture that you contributed to and helped build, and not something like the outcome, like a one-loss record. You guys are all athletes who struggle through hard things physically and creatively, and you take no shortcuts. We as coaches are content and we're proud. I'd like you guys to keep seeing hard work as a positive thing and not something to avoid, which you do well. And if you do that, you can be happy in tennis and in life. So look out for us next year, because I know in the next 39 weeks they'll be working hard. Can't wait. 39 short weeks. So at this point, guess we'll give, letters to the players, right? Oh, we got them? All right. Actually, I'll call them, hand them to you. All right. Our one lone and treasured senior, Gloria Yen. All right. Juniors, Kate Allison. One of our captains, Rachel Chenikara. Another captain, junior Ava Daly. And our third captain, and also junior, Katina Gakis. More juniors, Sasha Guy. Junior, Tiffany Stanley.
I love you, Tiff.
Junior, Riley Whittier. Sophomores, sophomore Saisha Kalori. Sophomore Samir Patnala. Sophomore Ashley Ware. Freshman Sahasra Jangareddy. And 7th grader Stella Demopoulos. All right, let's see. The first award we're going to give out tonight is our team's most valuable player. This individual puts in the time and the necessary struggle that it takes to improve and enjoy this challenging game of tennis, which can be difficult and lonely sometimes. She's resilient and strong, and no matter how many times you knock her down, she always gets back up. Roger Federer recently gave a commencement speech. Did you see that? Oh, yeah? I texted it to you. He gave a commencement speech, and he went back and looked at every single point he played in his career. And if you look at every single point he played in his career, he only won 54% of the grand total points he played. So it's a lot of losing. Tennis is hard. The player that we are recognizing tonight gives her all, every match, win or lose. Like everybody here, she's had to slot up due to injury, but she has consistently been an example of putting in work in practice and after practice, and competing to get to every shot during matches. She's on the quieter side, but her actions and work habits speak louder than anything she could say. We are happy to give the award for our most valuable player to Saisha Kalori. going to give it up to Coach Kat to give out our next 2 awards.
Our next award is our most improved player. I don't have as much to say as Coach Gordon, but this player has been a part of our team for the past 4 years. She has risen through the ranks from practice player to second doubles, and from first doubles to ultimately becoming one of our top singles players. We have watched her improve not just year after year, but literally from one match to the next. While her physical talents are impressive, it is her strong mental game and on-court decision-making where she grew exponentially. Our most improved player is Rachel Chenikar. No one ever tells me to talk louder. This year, our unsung hero is someone who truly understands what it means to show up and be a great teammate. When she's on the court, she's playing hard, listening to feedback, and adapting throughout the match. When she's on the sidelines, she's actively watching her teammates, both to cheer them on, but also to learn how to improve her own game. She is smart and hilarious and an utterly fantastic teammate. Our unsung hero is Samira Petnala.
Okay. And lastly, our Coaches Award. This individual has a great quality that we can all learn from when it comes to how you approach work versus how you approach yourself. She takes the work seriously, but herself, not so much, and that's in a good way. On the court, she's always a full send effort. There's no copping out when it comes to giving effort. There's no protecting her ego. She's not afraid to fail. She works hard and she is focused at practice, no matter how challenging the match. And there are a lot of them. She always gives her best. The work doesn't just end when her match is over, though. When other matches were going on, she would always ask questions about what she's seeing on the court. What would you do in that situation? Is that the right thing to do? Can I add that to my game, etc.? When it is time to work, she is locked in. That's on the court, but off the court, she's always fun and lighthearted. This approach, I think, is wise, and it allows her to be consistent in the work she puts in, and consistent she is. She's consistently a great teammate and leader. She's played everywhere we've asked her to, and one of the best compliments I feel I can give to someone is that this person is a helper, always a helper. So we are very happy to give our Coaches Award this year to Katina Gakis. Pictures. All right. Okay. Ready? I think we should squeeze in a lot.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Coach Gordon and Coach Cardoso. The next program that we'll bring up, congratulations, girls tennis, great season. Good job, ladies. Next program we'll call up, head coach John Gendron, assistant coach Brendan McDonough, and our varsity baseball team. Come on up.
Should
Probably didn't have
I'm John Gendron. I'm the coach of the varsity baseball team. I just wanted to start out by thanking Peter Jones just for all that he puts up with and allowing me to do what I do, and really appreciate you. Also want to thank my coach here, Brendan McDonough. Couldn't ask for a better guy, better coach, but just overall, just great person, and love coaching with you, man. And then lastly, all you guys, players, I'm gonna miss this team a lot, and love being out on the field with you guys every day. I really almost sent you guys a text to maybe get some hacks before this. I'm not even kidding. I miss it already. But overall this year, wins and losses wasn't the best year for us. We were 10-8. But out of the 8 or 9 seasons that I've been coaching here, I think this was, if not the best overall team, it was close to the best team that we've had. Like the way that you guys went about every day, the way you practiced every day was just professional. It was remarkable, and I hope we can continue doing that for years to come. But just great work out of you guys this year, and it made it a pleasure. Really just great teammates, each and every one of these guys, and I feel like just great friends and family. And I think that's what made this team special. I think it made us better than even what our skill was. Although I think that our skill got better every day because these guys worked their butts off. But I'm going to go right into these awards. Sorry. Thank you to all the parents. Didn't hear a single complaint. Whether or not that's because he filtered them all out, I don't know. But I really, really, really appreciate you guys letting me coach your kids. It brings a lot of joy to me, but it also just, you allowing me to do what I can do and what I know I can bring to the table, just means a lot. Because if you were in the way of it, we wouldn't be able to be as productive and do the things we do. So just thank you so much. All right, some awards. Now I'm getting out of here. I guess we do this first. I'm sorry. Trevor Petty. Andrew Laidley. Liam Thornley. Yanni Cambosos. Christopher Skowronek. Matthew Hassifus. Michael Domino. Joseph Baraka. Cody Wang. Chuck Hamill. Spencer Marin. Dylan Seamungle. Anthony Tremontosi. Tyler Houle. Miguel Pedrosa. Anthony Skillings. I'm going to start out the Unsung Hero Award. This player came into the year really not sure what his role was going to be. He really didn't see the field much at all last year, but he came in just like he did last year and just worked his butt off every day and ended up being a big part of this team and the lineup. This year's Unsung Hero Award goes to Cody Wang. Most Improved Player Award. This award goes to another player that didn't play a whole lot last year, but he was young. Got a few starts on the mound. Played here and there position-wise. But this year, he got thrown in to starting shortstop for us day in and day out, and he killed it. He also just improved every day as a hitter, and I mean, sky's the limit for this kid, Andrew Laidley. Our Most Valuable Player Award. This was a tough award for us to figure out because numbers-wise, it probably wouldn't go to this guy. Although he did hit, he had the best average on our team hitting-wise, but he actually is the MVP of our team because he was our number one pitcher. He's pitched against the toughest opponents for us the last 2 years, and he's earned every bit of it. Most Valuable Player, Michael Domino. And last, the Coaches Award. It's going to a player that has been a 4-year starter for Varsity. Quite a personality. Really a guy that we're going to miss. I feel like he's a local legend, local celebrity. He's got more nicknames than I've ever heard. But a great kid, and really going to miss him. And Anthony Skilling. Thank you very much. And
Pictures.
Thank you.
right, thanks to Coach Gendron, Coach McDonough. Great season, boys varsity baseball. At this point in time, let's welcome boys varsity lacrosse head coach Frank Arena, assistant coach Tom Hirsch, and assistant coach Brendan Labar.
Hello, everybody. Just want to start off by want to thank Mr. Jones and the administration for all their hard work that helping us be the program that we want to be with everything we need and at any time, and just all the years they've allowed me to be here to coach and continue to coach these guys. It's been fantastic. Thank you to all of our parents of their support of the program through the season and for many through the years, especially with our seniors now. Just everything that the parents do, just I mean, from the pasta dinners and having all these kids at your house, which is crazy, and stuff they bring to the games, long away games, and then even bring to home games for the players after, the drinks and the snacks and everything like that. You know, some long drives for games that we've had, some late nights for night games. Practices not ending on time. I'm not going to take full blame for all of those. It's some on the players too, but we'll go half and half there. So just thank you for everything. My assistant coaches, Coach Hirsch, Coach LeVar. You know, honestly, I know a lot of coaches say it, and it just what their assistant coaches mean to them. But honestly, without these two and everything they do, I would not be able to do the job I do. I have a very hectic life outside of lacrosse. I love being here. I love coaching. It's all I want to do, but there's a lot of other stuff with family and work, and these two make it so much easier on me where I can just text them and be like, I'm running late, and they're like, don't worry about it, we got it, we'll start the practice. And it never misses a beat, no matter what they do, what they have to do for me. So just thank you, both of you, for everything you've done over, not just this season, but over the years. Last but not least, all my players, thank you guys for everything you do. Seniors especially, I know that your last year here, you made it special for yourself, you made it special for me, you made it special for the younger guys around you. It's, we're gonna miss you guys for sure, but the youth, the future is bright here with the youth we have. This team this year was different than the teams I've had in years past. Every year, one of the things I talk about is family. I talk about how the team should be a family. You should act like it. I tell them very, very bluntly. I tell them, hey, you might not hang out with this person off the field. You might not see them in school. You might not invite them over to your house. But when we're on that field, he's your brother. And you pick him up and you help him and you do whatever you got to do. This year, really emphasized the family throughout the whole season. The ups, the downs, everyone was always picking each other up. They wanted the best for each other, and a big thing we had this year is that there was really no egos on this team. We had some great players on this team this year, but they knew that without the guys around them, they weren't going to have the season that they were going to have. And this is by far, in my 12 years, this is the closest group I've had. I mean, you would really be seeing them at practices, games, everything, you would really think that they were truly family with each other. So thank you again, guys, for that. Quick recap on the season. A very successful season for these guys. We finished 15-5. Made it to the state tournament, lost in the round of 16 to a very incredibly talented Sandwich team who is about to play for the state championship this weekend. We won our 4th league title, 2nd one outright as the top team. First ever trip to the Central Mass Championship game. And this was a big one that I actually didn't realize till late in the season. This was the first time ever that we were undefeated at home. Along with that league title and the trip to the CVS Championship, no surprise, we had 7 league All-Stars I would just like to mention. Casey Mativich, Noah Hill, Luke Massey, Dylan Rapassi, Tavin Hirsch, Harry McCarthy, and Connor Hume. Congratulations. Now, some letters here. So first one, Hunter Hatstaff. Casey Mativich. Nico Andrews. Peter Mativich. Noah Hill. Luke Massey. I'm sorry, Jesse. I was going to ask you before. I don't want to screw it up. Jesse Scheinsvik. Caden Connery. Harry McCarthy. Colin Glenn. Dylan Rapassi. Tavin Hirsch. Hayden Kearney. Zephyrin Hirsch. Jeremy Reed. Andrew McCabe. Braden Sullivan. Connor Hume. James Martinez. Our first award is Unsung Hero. This is a player that last 2 years is a starter for us. He really performed, he performed exceptionally well for us, but he wasn't always popping up on the stat sheet. He'd get his goals here and there, but it was little things that he did, ground balls, on rides, everything, getting us second chances and finding the next person that really set him up for this and set him up for this award, and also our success on the offensive side. One thing about him is that he was always there every day, always on time, always ready to go. Ironically, not here tonight, but that's okay. Unsung hero is Casey Mativich. All right, next award is the Coaches Award. This was a pretty easy decision for this award. This player has been a member of the varsity team since 8th grade. He does literally everything. I sound like a broken record because I said the same thing about him last year, but he does everything for this team. No matter what we ask him to do, it's just whatever coach asks him, it's just yes, coach. He goes out and performs, and everything he does at a high level. It's just incredible to watch him. He's a horse out there. He just doesn't come off the fields. He can stay on forever. I haven't seen anything like it in quite some time. But we're really excited we have him back for another year after this. One of our captains, Harry McCarthy. Our most improved player this year. This was a tough award, especially early in the season, to decide because we had so many young players, guys stepping into new roles, and we saw obviously as how our season went. You know, we had a lot of guys that improved and really got to the level. But this player, I'd say about six weeks into the season, really started to distance himself from everybody else and showed it. Last year, he was on varsity, didn't see a lot of time, didn't see a lot on the fields. We were kind of trying to find a spot for him, trying to figure out where we were going to put him, what we were going to do with him. The end of the season, him and I had a conversation. I gave him a list of things that I wanted him to work on. I said, work on these. I also want to make a permanent move and put you at attack. I said, I think this is going to benefit you if you do this stuff. He came into this season. It showed that he worked hard, real hard in the off season. And then I would say one of his crowning achievements this year was scoring the game winner against Neshoba here. Our most improved player this year is Andrew McCabe. All right. All right, our MVPs for this season. We really talked about it. We tried to figure out, an MVP for the team, and we really came to the realization that honestly, with these two players without each other, probably aren't at the level that they're at. They just worked so well together, off of each other. So it kind of became a no-brainer. The first one for us is he just epitomizes what a captain and a lacrosse player is. I mean, everything you ask him to do on the fields, he's more than happy to go out and do for you. He'll run the offense, he'll talk with the defense, works with the younger guys. He wants to see the improvement of this program throughout the years, and he wants it, to leave this a better program than when he got here. And I'd say that he definitely did that. His stats this year were definitely there. This is the first year ever we actually had two players up for All-American awards. Unfortunately, this player fell just short, but just to be nominated for an All-American award is in Central Mass is quite the accomplishment. And I was really pushing for him and hoping that he would get it because he definitely deserved it. One of our MVPs this year is senior Tavin Hirsch. And our other MVP this year, Coach Hirsch just told me that to mention that Tavin and this player, Casey Matevich, three of our award winners tonight, have been playing together since second grade. Long time, and it showed the way that they worked off of each other. This player here was, he was a force on the field. Everybody knew who he was before we played them. They knew the player that they had to watch. But his selfless play opened it up for other players, and then he got his opportunities and he took advantage of them. He set the record this year. He broke a couple records here for the school. Most goals in the season he broke in the final game of the regular season. He finished with 65. And then in the first play, in the sandwich game, broke the record for most points in the season, which he finished with 86 points this year. He was one vote short of being the school's first All-American in lacrosse, but was selected as a unanimous academic All-American. A player that, just real quick, funny story, when we played North Middlesex this year, here, he was on the field and he picked up a ground ball, went through 3 defenders and shot and scored. And the assistant coach said, "Someone needs a slide on that kid." And the head coach out loud said, "That's not a kid, that's a man." And it made me laugh pretty hard during the game. And then he reiterated that exact same thing at the All-American meeting. Just an outstanding season, a captain for us this year. Someone that we're definitely going to miss, but nobody that we play is going to miss, Luke Massey. Thank you. There you go.
It's like I have a third child.
All right, thank you to Coach for being in our boys lacrosse program. Great season for the boys. Up next, we'll welcome head coach Jay Ayek and our girls varsity softball team. And assistant coaches Lou Torrio, Maddie A.
Yeah, like a young friend. Can't win them all. Yeah?
This season, we had a team full of talented young athletes. We had a season to remember. We had players almost every week selected as Player of the Week choice, and the majority of the team was listed as the batting and pitching leaders throughout the season. We also had 4 players named to the Colonial League All-Star list. I'd like to congratulate them on making that team. Abby Asman, Maddie Quinn, Brooke Ladati, and Ava McLeod. This season we finished with a record of 18-4. We reached some program milestones along the way. We finished the season as Colonial League co-champs, as well as the Central Mass Class B champions, after the program's first win against Hudson High. Although that would have been a great season in itself, we also reached the Final Four in the MIA state tournament until we were defeated last night. That's all. Ladotti. Grace Galvin. Maddie Glenn. Haley Rogers. Will Yost. Michaela Estebrooks. Brielle Rogers. Adrian Murphy. Abby Asman. Ava McLeod. Kathleen Galvin. Michaela Ladotti. Ellie Tramatozzi. Avery Constantine. Sophia Hamill. Ellie Carvalho. This season's unsung hero is going to a player that didn't get a great deal of opportunity to shine this season. She was asked several times during the season to play a position and fill in for an injured player. Even in the playoffs, when she needed to perform at a high level on short notice, she did just that. Needing to come in to pitch when Ava was out, or filling in for Gwill during the Central Mass tournament to help us beat Nipmuc, Ellie Carvalho did her part when needed and is this year's unsung hero. The most improved player showed remarkable improvement over this past season. Last season she was a solid player, but this season she became one of the top players at her position. Her improved talent caused the opponents to change their game plans and often shut them down from taking advantage of us. From the first throw down to second during the warm-ups, Sophia made it clear you were going to be out if you tried to steal this season. Sophia Hamill is my choice for this year's most. This season's MVP gave everything she had, every play of the game. She helped the team to the season filled with excitement and greatness. She finished the season with a 17-4 record as a pitcher, recording 146 strikeouts with only 37 walks. She had an earned run average of 1.65, and mind you, she is still only a freshman. She batted .465 for the season and added 21 RBIs as well. As I was quoted in the paper earlier this year, Ava is a fierce competitor. She brings her A game every time she steps on the field. She thrives in tough situations, and her teammates do everything to make sure that her effort does not get wasted. This season's MVP is well-deserved and goes to Ava McLeod. The Coach's Award goes to a player that shows remarkable knowledge for the game. She has relentless, no-quit attitude and gives her best effort every game without question. In a great way, this player sometimes drove me crazy, asking me questions all season about how could she improve more. If there was anything she could do to be more prepared, and in many cases even provided me with scouting reports on other teams. She was watching a game between Hudson and another opponent. She called me to tell me that when the coaches touched their arm, they were stealing. The funny thing is, this was several times in several different games that she added helpful knowledge and showed her attention to the game. Before the Central Mass Tournament Championship, and after a 2-hour practice, I might add, this player called me to tell me she was heading to a dirt field to take more fielding reps because we practiced all week on turf and this game was on dirt. She wanted to be ready for the game. This kind of dedication to the team and to the game is something that I will always remember. Thank you, Brooke. Brooke Ladotti receives the seat. Thank you very much.
You know what I'm gonna do? A little tap.
Thanks to Coach Hayek, Coach Torrio. Fantastic season from our girls softball team. Congratulations on getting to the MIA Final Four. Next up, we will welcome our head track and field coach, Mr. Mark Vital, and his assistant, Shanisa Sampson. And we'll start with our girls varsity track and field team.
I think most of you know who I am, but I'm Mark Vital, the outreach manager. I was just talking to Coach Sampson that I'm completing my 14th year coaching here, 3 sports. And so that puts me about 42, 43 of these ceremonies that I've had to participate in. And I don't think it's ever been done before, so I'm going to do something that I feel needs to be done. There's one sport I love almost as much as track and field, and that's softball. I played softball 5 nights a week from the time I was like 18 to the time I was 40. My last game, I was leadoff batter, broke my collarbone, and never played again. Went to the girls' game the other night, Saturday night. First time I saw them all season because I'm coaching when they're playing and I don't get a chance to see their games. There's 3 things I want to recognize. And girls, it's better than wins and losses. Number 1, fundamentals. I watch baseball and softball a lot, and very few teams do the fundamentals, and that's what wins games. Backups, hitting the cutoff man. The cutoff person has to be in the right location. The person to throw to second, the shortstop has to back up. All the little things that they teach you, this team, this girls' team did as far as fundamentals. The second thing I admired was their spirit. Always helping other kids on their team, cheering them on, giving them high fives, doing some stuff I've never even seen before, but I know it was positive. and it was always towards their own team, never against the other team. It was always positive answer. And then the third thing, and most importantly, I thought, was they were having fun. They were having fun. Win or loss, that girls' team was having fun. So I want to congratulate the girls' softball team for an amazing season. I don't think we've ever had a coach talk so much about another team. So Vital does things a little crazy sometimes. I want to thank our administration. We have a wonderful principal, Mr. Naraki, Miss Sensei, they're outstanding, and we have, and I think he won an award last year, but he wins an award every year to us, and that's our athletic director, Peter Jones. Thank you. I also want to thank two of the best assistant coaches, Coach Sampson, Coach Melville, for helping me out throughout the season. Thank you, coaches. Thank you, parents. Parents, same thing. You have same reasons for all the other teams. We have the best parents of any school for a million different reasons. And track meets can be long. I always seem to say, your kids will be back at 5:30 and they show up around 9. And you don't say anything negative to me in my face, so thank you for that very much. And most importantly, for the girls team, they went 6-1. They were 6-0 in the league champs, and won the league meet by 1 point over Worcester Tech. So they had a wonderful, wonderful season. Congratulations, girls. So let's get into the awards. Jada Dow. Mariana Senatalis. Caitlin Massey. Miliana Militovic. Angelina De Silva. Isabella Izzy Scavone. Carolyn Hare. Rosie Martinez. Charlene Carey Kubo. Ava Georgia. Lola Mancari. Michelle Ikachuku. Amelia Osborne. Liberty Daniel Green. Zoe Kalina. Shivani Ross. Olivia Lombardo. Justina Salemi. And Sofina Martinez. There were school records broken by Katie. Massey broke the school record in the 800 meters. And we had Rosie and Amelia set the school record. First time ever in the pole vault. So we had 2 pole vaulters this year, which was pretty exciting. And we had a whole bunch of people that were real close, a lot of class records. And probably next year, these girls are going to be breaking about 3 or 4 more school records. So that's very exciting. Awards. She's not here tonight, but our coach's award goes to somebody, and it's not the first time she's won a coach's award. This individual is senior, would do anything I've ever asked her to do, and she's been on my teams for I think 7 years now. She is the epitome of a teammate. She always wants to help out her teammates before herself. She's just a phenomenal teammate, a phenomenal athlete, and a phenomenal woman. And she'll be taking classes next year over in Scotland. So So this year's Coaches Award goes to Sophia Martinez.
Hi, I'm Coach Sampson. I'm here to announce the most improved player. I'm going to do my best not to embarrass her too much. We ended off the season. She said, "Coach, I really didn't have that great of a season. I didn't throw what I really wanted to throw." And I told her, you know, you had a really great season. You grew, your character grew a lot. She was our captain for outdoor season as well as indoor season. And when it came down to it, Carrie, you were the most improved. You had a great season. She led the team in the shot put for most of the season. And again, not to embarrass her too much, I think it's great that she's winning this most improved award. She's going into her senior year, winning this award when I remember her 7th grade year coming out for the team. And I just kept telling her, stick with it, keep with it, you know, stay with it. I use her as an example now to like the middle schoolers and the younger kids that come out for the team. I'm like, right, Carrie, it gets easier, and she kind of gives a fake nod. And she's like, I don't know, Coach, maybe I just got more in shape. But this is rightfully deserving. Carrie, you won Most Improved this year.
The way I do the unsung hero is I just basically put a Google form up and let everyone on the team vote. And I give a definition of what unsung hero is. The unsung hero is the person who basically does everything that's expected of her, but doesn't necessarily need the limelight, doesn't need to come up and tell Coach how good she is or what she did for this person or that person. On the girl side of things, it was a runaway this year, and it speaks highly of her character. Because I think she won by over 10 votes over the second place. Most of the time it's very close. For some reason, outdoor track, it wasn't that close this year. So without question, according to her teammates and our coaching staff, the unsung hero goes to Caitlin Massey.
Good evening, friends and family. I am Coach Aaliyah, one of the new coaching staff this year, and we are going to be presenting the Girls Track and Field MVP. I think this is a really amazing award because this is something that I won my senior year. For me at that time, I had just gotten to a new school. It was my first time doing track since my freshman year of high school, and I was just there doing what I need to do, doing the events that I loved, and just trying to graduate. So our MVP this year is somebody who has done whatever that we've needed of them. If we're asking them to help out with our younger athletes, they are there. I mean, they may do like, why me? But they will still get the job done regardless. This is somebody who is a natural leader, although she likes to deny. And she is going to do amazing things as she is swimming, and she better be running next year. Our MVP for 2024 goes to Jada Gow.
Vertically challenged in front. Picture.
All right, and boys track and field, you're going to come on up once pictures are done. Boys track and field. No, boys track. Wait till pictures are done. You can come up in a moment.
That'd be a good one. Is that adding extra reasons? There's one or two more.
Our guys had a very successful year. There were 3 school records broken. Again, probably a dozen or more class records broken. What I try to do is that for every event, I have a 6th grade record, a 7th grade record, and so forth. So it's always a motivation. You may never, if you're a 7th grader or a freshman, you may never be able to get to that school record, but you might be able to try to get that freshman record or whatever. So every year, those records should be getting less and less common because they're getting better and better every single year. So the season, we had 3 school records and, like I say, probably a dozen class records at least. The team was 3-4 overall. We had some good wins over Monty Tech. Both teams, and it's always nice to beat Marlborough High. Pretty much dominated them this year. And it's a very young team. We only have 4 seniors. All right. So anyway, let's get right into the Varsity Awards. Zachary Barton. Joshua Thomas. Ryan Woodsmall. Salvador Gabe Casanas. Owen Manning. William Newhook. Richard Demora. Nolan Maxwell is not here. Aria Sheik. Dylan Boone. Dylan Zickers. Marceau, the seniors must be out having a cookout. I have to say, Dylan's amazing. One of the last days the seniors were here, he had a full breakfast out of the back of his truck. He was cooking flapjacks. He had some sausages going on. I don't know what he's doing in college, but he definitely could be a short order cook. Noah Krieger. Faison Hick. Jagger Sanford. Gabe De Silva. And Gabriel Torres. The awards. It's tough getting the seniors to come back, but our coaches award this year goes to a gentleman who I can kid around with because I've had him on my team now for 7 years. I remember him. He was also a neighbor of mine. I remember when he was this little, and now he's this little. I asked him because he was going to be the captain of my cross country team. He got hurt. He never really ran with us in cross country. Came out for outdoor, and he was almost instantaneously our best thrower. Throwing the discus 90-something feet, right?
Yeah.
And the shot was just short of 40.
Yeah, just short of 40.
So this is someone who just basically was a runner until a couple of years ago, then started becoming a thrower, and he did a phenomenal job. He's just a great guy. Dylan Zickers is our Coach's Award.
I'm here to announce the boys MVP. He's not one of my throwers, but he's a good buddy of mine. We call him Mr. Automatic. He's two-time league champ in 2 different events, back-to-back years. He also got second at states in both his 100 and his 400, which is like 2 completely races, like sprinting as well as like mid-distance. So it's kind of insane that he would do that in 2 different events. You talk about having like athletes getting a tough schedule throughout the season. He doesn't really get a tough schedule until he gets to states. So hopefully next year, Jones can put some tougher guys on there just for Zach, Mr. Automatic. He's this year's MVP.
Good evening again. So this year, our most improved player is somebody who, well, there's something I always tell all of the students. I always say that you are a lot better, a lot faster, a lot stronger, a lot more confident than you think you are. So take that, believe that, and run with it. And this one athlete, they are somebody who has been putting in the work in their event. They're actually somebody who, I would like to say that they run so fast that I barely even see them. By the time they're done, I see them get on the track, and then I turn around and they're done. Their race is over, and I'm looking for them to say a good job, and they're just gone like the wind. They have dropped 13 seconds off of their mile time. So we're gonna snap it up for our boy, Arya Shea.
About a month ago, probably about 3 weeks after I put up our form for our Unsung Hero, I went and looked to see who was ahead. And there were actually 8 guys that had 4 votes or more, which is pretty impressive. I mean, it speaks highly of an awful lot of how great this team is, because so many of them were well received by their teammates. Then I wanted a winner, because it was all close and tied and so forth. So I told everyone, vote for Unsung Hero, vote for Unsung Hero. And this gentleman ended up getting 2 more votes than the closest competitor after I started asking folks. I had him on the team a few years ago and didn't see him for 3 or 4 years, and he now came back, and he instantaneously was one of our top middle distance runners. Just a great guy, always cheering on his teammates, never said a negative thing. The entire season. Our Unsung Hero goes to Jagger Sanford. Pictures.
That's why she does it.
congratulations to our track and field athletes on a great spring. At this point in time, let's welcome the Marlborough High School boys tennis team and Coach Noah Silva.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Noah Sylvia. I'm the coach of the Marlborough AMSA boys tennis team. I want to start by thanking Pete, the athletic director, for an awesome season. The hoops he has to jump through to make this all happen are crazy, and we appreciate it big time. So thank you. And of course, a big shout out to the parents. Your support is greatly appreciated. We had a fantastic senior night that was put on by a bunch of the parents, so that is greatly appreciated, and I know the kiddos also agree. So thank you. All right, now on to these amazing and hardworking players. I want to thank you all for such a great season. We finished up our year with a record of 11-6. Along the way, we were able to squeeze in a practice or two with all that rain. But more importantly, we were able to win our CMAS championship, which was an awesome achievement. After last year's heartbreak, that one really felt good. Unfortunately, our season came to an end in the state tournament. We were seeded 12th, which was awesome, but we were put up against a tough Boston team. The match was super close. These guys fought hard. It ended 3-2. But that's really not what I focused on. What I saw afterwards were guys picking each other up, guys really hurting, right? It's not easy to lose. It really isn't. But this group of guys really picked each other up, and that's something we can all really appreciate. And I just want to say thank you for that, because that's huge. And lastly, I just want to thank my seniors. We had 6 this year. I only see 2 of them. Not bad. Last year was my first year coaching here, and I thought to myself, this is pretty easy, no seniors. This is great, right? I'm going to have the same team next year. We're going to do great things. Not exactly the same story this year. 6 guys that added so much talent, leadership, and quite a bit of personality, especially the guys that aren't here. All right, but these guys are really going to be missed. They added a lot to this team, and next year's going to look a lot different without them. So thank you so much, seniors. All right, I'm going to get to the list here. As I said, there's a lot of missing guys, so you might see me handing them back here. First off, we have Pranav Balaji. Methru Bandara. Gabriel Bullis. Good start so far. Alex Resendez. Senior Captain Manraj Singh. Senior Captain Moria Vermani. Junior Captain Keshav Kumar. Ethan Kwan. Malav Ravula. Simon Valentino. Yuval Artsy. Darshan Naveen Giriraj. Shub Pagdal. Vatsal Patel. Duke Tree Wynn. Darshil Selvaraj. Sumer Singh. Richie Yan. All right, we're going to start with our unsung hero. This is a player who was always there on time, always put in the work, someone we could rely on. He also supplied the balls to us, so that was great. But overall, a great teammate, huge help. And our unsung hero is Andy Zeng. All right, our most improved player. This was a tough choice because all of our guys came in ready to work. Saw a lot of improvement from a lot of them. But what stood out to me was this player, whenever I put him in, he brought all the energy. He knew what he had to do. He worked hard. From last year to this year, huge jump. And I'm looking forward to next year. Our most improved player was Darshan Naveen Giriraj. All right, our Coaches Award. As I said, last year I started my first year, and this is a guy I leaned on a lot. He knew what to do. He was always there. He could help out. I live about 35, 40 minutes away, so if I was running late, this guy would be there to set up, do what I needed to do. Just a huge help, and next year's going to look a lot different without him. Really appreciated. Awesome work. Coach's Award goes to Moria Vermani. And last but not least, our MVP award. When you look at it, his record was great this year. If you watched any of his games, you thought he was always losing. I don't know what it was, but this guy was always so hard on himself. But overall, he had a great record. An awesome guy to be around. Another senior that will be leaving next year, which is going to be tough and different. But looking forward to some big things from you, all right? MVP award goes to Manraj Singh. Thank you very much. At this point in time, last but certainly not least, let's welcome Coach Melissa LeBar and Coach Rob Jackson, Coach Rich Manning of our girls lacrosse program. Come on up.
Okay, last. last but certainly not least, girls lacrosse. That's right. So first I just want to start with a few thank yous. Big thank you to our athletic director, Mr. Jones. Thanks for all your hard work and dedication to the AMSA athletes. Secondly, I want to thank both of my assistant coaches, Rob Jackson and Rich Manning. They're both committed to this team, as well as all of our JV players, helping me every day of the lacrosse season, pushing the girls to be their best. I'm super thankful for both the coaches' support and feedback they provide all season. I couldn't do it without them, so thank you to them. And thank you to our parents. This year's team was certainly a special group of players, and they wouldn't be there without the awesome parents they have supporting them. We thank you for all of your support and the cheering section all season long, so thank you to them. This really was a special year for me as well. We have 9 seniors. I've had the opportunity to watch them learn, grow, and really step up on the lacrosse field for the last few years. They led by example this season, pushing everyone around them to be better, compete harder, and work as a team. I'm very proud of each of them. They will certainly be missed next season. AMSA Girls Varsity Lacrosse finished the season with a 15-5 overall record, the strongest record in program history. They came in first place in the Colonial League with a perfect 6-0 record in league play. They qualified for the MIAA state tournament for the third consecutive year. We had 7 players named as Colonial League All-Stars: Claire Jackson, Elena Anderson, Jill Gowowski, Kira Powers, Maeve Powers, Brooke Ryan, and Emma O'Malley. So congratulations to all of them. We also had 2 team records broken this season, and I'd like to recognize first Claire Jackson, who now holds the record for most career points in our girls lacrosse program with 184 total points. And secondly, Maeve Powers, who now holds the record for most points in a single season with 81 points. All right, so at this time, I'd like to recognize each member of the team. I always like to add a little something personal for each of the teammates. So in the interest of time, if we could just hold the applause, I will just read through. My assistant coaches will help with the certificates. And ladies, grab your pin from Mr. Jones. All right, so the first person I want to recognize managed our team all season. She was our biggest fan, helping with everything we needed, often running the scorekeeper table. She loved to spoil the team with sweet treats. We always enjoyed. Thank you to our team manager, Ashley Barrientos. The next two players started on JV this season. They worked hard at practice, improving their skills. They both have a natural athleticism, allowing them to help at the varsity level whenever needed. I look forward to them being big contributors for years to come. Alex Jocelyn and Tegan Connery. This goalie did double duty for both JV and varsity all season. For varsity, she had several big saves in net, and she also got on the scoreboard while playing attack when needed. Small and mighty, Emily Kazmierzak. This player improved steadily all season, already had a great athlete, gaining confidence with her stick skills, consistently being reminded of 10 and 2, Sophia Cruz. This player comes to every event with a positive attitude. She's coachable, competitive, especially when we translate to basketball lingo. She finished the season with 18 points, Jill Benoit. We knew to expect the unexpected with this player. She often started every huddle with, "Coach, I have a question." She was eager to learn, continued to improve all season. She had 13 goals this season, Charlotte McCarthy. This player showed consistent improvement. She scored her first varsity goal and served her first varsity penalty all in the same game, Leah Trocki. This player had one of our best back checks. She was aggressive at keeping ball possession. She has a quick shot, improved all season long. I think she will be a force on attack next year, Emily McCabe. Our goalie grew more comfortable in net every time she stepped on the field. She had a highlight game versus one of our strongest opponents with 12 saves in our win over Notre Dame Academy. Katie Jocelyn. Kate. Sorry. This player is determined at getting to the front of the net. It's no wonder she had 41 goals for us this season. She is competitive and sees the field well, Emma O'Malley. This young lady really stepped up on defense this season. She caused many opponents to turn the ball over and was always strong on the draw circle when needed. She did a great job protecting the nest. Abby Chandler. She plays defense for us and improved her stick skills all season. She's great anticipation on ball movement, and she certainly could sprint her way out of any situation. Neha Gothman. This player gained confidence all season. Great role player, giving our team a lift whenever needed. She's gritty, she has great stick, and always a positive attitude. Claire Sartor. This player has a great positional awareness on defense, improved on winning ground balls all season. She works hard at every practice and has a great attitude. She also was especially talented, creating the awesome senior posters. Kira Manning. This player leads our defense with confidence. She is an amazing athlete. Always competing hard, she was strong on the draw control. She created a ton of offense. She was my go-to for filling in for the captains and displayed some fantastic balancing skills. She finishes with 8 career goals and 13 assists. Elena Anderson. This player really stepped up on attack this season, always brought positive energy, shined in our game versus Marlborough High with a career high of 6 goals in a game, and she also ruled on the lacrosse toss. Bella Rand. This player was always a threat in the attack zone. She is competitive and played with a lot of confidence. She always brought the positive energy when staying positive when she lost to her sister in a dance-off. She reached her 100th career point early in the season and then scored her 100th goal in the state play-in win. Maeve Powers. Always has a positive attitude, a big part of our defense. This player really stepped up and made some big plays for us this season. We will surely miss her covering the 8-meter, Anna Alonso. 7-year varsity player, senior captain, great stick control, and a natural athleticism that always had our opponents on edge. She scored her 100th goal this season, and she had the most assists on our team, Claire Jackson. This player is fierce on the field, plays with intensity, out-hustles her opponent. She stepped up this season and played wherever the team needed her, even defense, as long as no one made eye contact. This girl keeps us smiling, Maddie Poirier. This player is selfless in the attack zone, really reads the play well. She's always focusing on what the team can do and not what we are missing. With her positive attitude, her focus on teamwork, I think there's no doubt we'll see her coaching on a sideline someday. Our senior captain finishes her high school career with 51 total points. Brooke Ryan. I have said this before, it's still true. This athlete is absolutely our most versatile player on the field. She works hard at practice and showed up to games not knowing which position she would start at, and she was able to compete at all of them. She's a fantastic all-around athlete, finishes her varsity career with more assists than goals for a total of 30 points. Kira Powers. And this player is determined, coming up with several big draw controls, playing strong in all 3 zones. She has been the glue in our midfield for years, playing gritty on defense, unselfish in the attack zone. She's played varsity lacrosse for 7 years and finishes with 45 goals, 38 assists for 83 career points. Her smile and energy will be missed. Jill Gowowski. So congratulations to the team. That's everybody. Individual awards. So we're going to start with Most Improved. This player gained confidence with her position all year. She started every game for us this season. She worked hard at developing her skills and improved the impact she had on our defense. She recognized areas where she needed to improve, and she never backed down from a challenge. There's no doubt she will be a huge contributor for the next couple of years. Our Most Improved player goes to goalie Katie Jocelyn. Next is Coach's Award. This player really shined in the attack zone this season. She also stepped up and played midfield when the team needed her. I admire the commitment and intensity she brings to lacrosse every day. even choosing several times to extend practice to work on her shooting. She did not miss a single game all season, and the effort put forth to improve was impressive, often asking us if she could play JV, just so she could get more lacrosse. She finished this season with 54 total points, and we're excited to see what she can do next season. Coach's award is Emma O'Malley. Unsung hero. This player is determined, plays every game with intensity. She worked hard at learning the game of lacrosse, and her natural athleticism gave her an edge over most of her opponents. It was so fun to watch her gain confidence and really connect with her teammates. She loved to see others around her succeed and was happy to be a part of it, which made it all that much sweeter to see her reach and surpass several milestones herself. In addition to breaking the single season point record, this player finishes her high school career with 130 total points, the second highest in our AMSA Girls Lacrosse program, which she accomplished in just 3 years. Unsung Hero Award is Maeve Powers. Most valuable player. This player was playing to win every time she took the field. She prepared, she was committed, and she embraced every challenge. She led by example and made those around her better lacrosse players. A true leader on and off the field. She had some big moments for this team, including scoring the game-winning goals in the final minutes of play against 2 of our strongest opponents. There was never a doubt this team could count on her. Her game impact, as well as her contributions to this program, will be missed. She holds the AMSA Girls Lacrosse record for most career goals at 116 and most career points at 184. Most valuable player is our senior captain, Claire Jackson. So congratulations on a tremendous season. We wish our 9 seniors the best of luck as they continue next fall. They will certainly be missed. Lastly, my captains, Brooke and Claire, both played with heart all season long, super supportive and considerate of their teammates. A lot goes into filling this position. I want to thank them for everything, and as their last captain duty, I'd like them to pass their team leadership responsibilities to the players who will be taking over leading the team for next season.
All right, so our captains for the 2025 lacrosse season are Claire Sartor
and Emma O'Malley.
Thank you, everybody. Pictures.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost completed through the program. Just a few more things we got to get through. Thanks to Coach LeVar, Coach Jackson, Coach Manning. Fantastic season for our girls lacrosse program. Thank you, ladies. All right, to wrap up our program for the evening, we're going to announce some academic award winners. First, we'll announce the team academic award winners, and then we'll announce a few individual academic award winners. The first team we're going to recognize, if you could please stand and be, for a moment of recognition, the boys team with the high average, and the average was 92.53. Boys tennis, please stand up. Congratulations, boys tennis. The highest team average was, remember this, 92.53. The next team that's going to stand to be recognized, the highest average for a female team with an average of 92.54. Girls tennis. Congratulations, ladies. And just to point out, no team average was below an 89. So all teams, fantastic job in the classroom all spring. All right, now we're going to recognize some individuals for having the highest average. We recognize 2 males and 2 females for the highest average, upperclassmen and underclassmen. And we'll begin with the male winner as an underclassman with the highest average from the boys track and field team, the sophomore Cole Olson. Congratulations, Cole. And the female winner from the girls varsity track and field team as an underclassman, freshman Zoe Kalina. Come on up, Zoe. I know Zoe's here. Come on up. And while Zoe's walking up, we'll announce the upperclassmen. The female winner is a senior from the varsity girls tennis team, Gloria Yen. Come on up, Gloria. All right, and just real quick about this young man who's going to come up next. He gave a speech at graduation, and the gist of the speech was he's kind of always the bridesmaid, always second. Well, he's not second tonight. He's the male upperclassman with the highest average from the boys tennis team, Manraj Singh.